Welcome everybody again to another episode of Lost and Found.
Hi. Do you like my hair thing?
Yeah, it's cute.
I bought it whenever they took you down to put your pacemaker in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went shopping.
Yeah, really. Turns out your eyes.
Oh. Yeah, I guess. I don't know how I feel. Anyways, so we're here again to talk at you if you want to listen.
Hopefully you do.
Yeah.
We got a lot of good stuff to say.
A lot of experience for sure. Stop showing your boobies.
So tonight we're going to talk about
This is a kid's show.
Yeah, when we first got sober. We're going to talk about how two people can't get sober together, you know.
Yeah, saying that couples it's not possible to get sober together. It'll never last. Like your relationship won't last, or your sobriety won't last. And I mean, people.
It's hard to do that.
It's rare, very, very rare.
Yeah.
But we weren't going to get sober not together. That's
right.
You know what I'm saying, and that was the deal. It sounds codependent as fuck.
Yeah.
It is.
We'll both admit we are codependent.
Very much so.
But I love her and she loves me.
Yes, and that's okay. So we lived together enough to
do
what we had to do because we were going to die or end up in prison. Probably die first.
Yeah, probably.
And I didn't want to do that. So before I didn't even care if I lived or died at all until I saw how it affected him, firsthand. So then I was like, oh my God, I can't do that to him, my mom, because we got our shit together.
So,
but how was getting sober with him?
It's definitely been a journey, a wild ride or whatever. But it's I just remember sitting in the ditch on the side of Highway 9 and we had just left the hospital. And the reason we was at the hospital was because we needed a place to stay. It was getting cold and she was getting sick, so I figured, at least we'd get out of the weather and have a hospital room to hang out in for the night. Well,
the whites of my eyes were all yellow, my skin was yellow, and
they took her in for 4 hours and then they kicked us out, and it was midnight. Nobody was answering the phone as usual, and so we walked around Norman. Finally, we made it to this little ditch on the side of Highway 9, and we found a spot. And
we were trying to sit on a piece of paper to keep my butt warm because I was wearing capris.
It was so cold.
It was below freezing outside.
And we didn't have hardly any drugs on us at all. I think we had some filters and some cottons and stuff, and
a little bit of weed.
Yeah, we was trying to do whatever we could because it was so damn cold and we wanted to warm up. And in my head, I was thinking, the whole night we were walking around, I was thinking, man, I know there's a better way of life. But I was too scared to tell her. She was too scared to tell me.
Right.
And there's not a lot of co-ed sober living houses. I mean, I think there's one in the state.
But for the past, probably week or two before that, I've been hardcore looking them up, asking people, I need a co-ed sober living,
But she was doing that without telling me.
Right, I didn't tell him because I didn't want him to freak out on me and be like, I don't know.
Right.
No, we're not going to get sober, I don't know what I thought. But
and it's crazy because she was thinking that for a week and I was thinking it for a week, but we couldn't tell each other because I was scared she would leave me if I wanted to get sober. She was scared that she would, I'd leave her. And
then so he was like, give me that fucking phone.
Yeah.
And then called, and so we started that journey of getting sober together, and it brought us closer together, really.
Yeah. And I thought we
were close before.
Yeah, and then we started working a program, and my sponsor, he kept telling me, you got to let her work hers, and you got to work yours, and so we made it a point that she got her sponsor, she did her thing, I had mine, I did mine, but we went to meetings together, and we did a lot of sobriety stuff together, but whenever it had to come time to where we went and had to do our own things, then we had to allow each other that time. And if anybody that knows us knows that you'll rarely ever see one without the other. We are always together. And some people can't dig that stuff. For us, it works. So, that's what it is.
We don't want it any other way.
Right. But we don't really beef with each other. She's literally my best friend, and I'm bonus because she's also my wife. And
he's a dick sometimes.
Yeah, and she's
I'm an angel.
Yeah, she can be a major pain in the ass, but
learning how to deal with each other is sober. You know what I'm saying? All feelings sober.
Oh man.
And then deal with the, you know what I'm saying, like the overwhelming feelings of like whenever you get mad, and you know, I can't count how many times she took off walking, just like I just gotta get, you know what I'm saying, get your breath, and I'm like mad midget stomping like
bobbing her fucking head like this. But it's I mean, it's real life, and today we know how to deal with these problems, and we're still learning how to deal with these problems. We've got 19 months sober together. Is, I mean, it feels like forever some days, but then some days it feels so brand new that it's like, man, I love life. I love getting to know my wife every day, you know. I mean, it's something cool, and
everything's brand new to us, just everything that we get to do, because we're doing it with a new outlook on it, because before it was, I'm going to do this, and this for this goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to get high. But now we're doing this, and this to better ourselves, for other people, to help other people, to
better our future.
You know, like, I don't know how to explain it.
You're explaining it pretty good. But it's, I mean, it's what it is what it comes down to, is you have to, like I always say, you have to be strong-minded in the fact that, I mean, you're going to have to let go a little bit of your partner, whoever it is, your wife, your girlfriend, whatever. You're going to have to let go a little bit and let them do their own thing so that they can find, because you can't work each other's program. It will not work. And
he still has, we both have, in that bedroom in there, on the bookshelf is our 4 steps, written down, all of it, and we have not even looked at each other's 4 steps. Have peeked at it, nothing. It's not my business not my business at all. You know, and don't ever even consider that happening, you know, like, someone said, aren't you scared he's going to read it? Like, well, no. Why? I mean, he already knows pretty much everything anyways, but
what happened in the past happened in the past. That's part of recovery. You got to let go of that. Just like I told my family today, you got to let go of that shit, because I promise I let go of it. And if you can't let go of it, then you're going to stay sick, and you're going to stay fucked in your own head.
Right.
But for me to grow and to grow spiritually with my higher power, I had to let go of all that stuff that happened to me, all that stuff that happened to her, everything that's happened. We had to let go of it and pray that our higher power was strong enough to keep it out of our heads.
Yeah, and made us who we are today, and that's all we needed it for. Other than that, it's gone.
Yep.
Dang it, there was something I was going to say about that.
Yep.
About getting sober, 2 people getting sober together. Like, I call it, like, we call each other out on each other's shit real quick. And, you know, like, some people, if they're just started dating or whatever, you know, or they're trying to get sober together, like, they don't want to make the other person mad. Like, I don't give a fuck if he gets mad at me. He can get mad all day. Because he's still going to be right here.
At the end of the night, she's still going to make my dinner.
Yeah, I'm still going to feed him. He can get mad at what I said, but I'm doing it to help you. I'm going to push you to be a better person and better whatever you're doing.
And that's what you got to do.
Like when your ego starts to get out, I'm like, hey, let's reel it back in.
Yep. Remember I do the same.
Same for me. I get real ungrateful. I'm a spoiled brat.
Yeah.
Spoiled.
So am I. I mean, but that's how you got to look at it. You got to, I mean, if you're going to try and do the sober thing with your spouse or girlfriend, whatever, then you have to be basically a sponsor, because you got to, I mean, if she goes and gets high, then she knows the consequences of that. If I go and get high, I know my consequences, and it ain't going to be pretty. And it's not, today it's not, I'm going to go get high and try and sneak something. I know if I'm going to go get high, then we're both getting high.
Both of us
That's
getting high.
what people are talking about, where you can't stay sober together, because if one goes, then they both go.
Yep, they do. And that would be true for us, too.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, if you go get some, you better get enough for both of us, because fuck it all.
But as what we always say.
And that sounds codependent, but that just works for us.
And as what we say is, like, when those situations come up, oh, fuck it, I'm going to go get high. She'll either say, oh yeah, let me know how that works out for you. Or I'll be like, yeah, that's a fucking great idea. I mean, let's throw everything we got away because you're having a bad fucking moment, you know? And that's all it is a bad moment. I mean, you're going to let 10 minutes of a bad day run 23 hours of the rest of the day? It's just stupid as fuck to do that.
Or one feeling take over your thoughts and ruin your life.
Right, and that's what would happen. It would ruin our lives.
Absolutely, it would ruin our lives and many of those around us that care about us.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you just have to love each other enough to respect each other, like what they say. Like, I'm not saying this shit to be mean. I'm saying it because, and so he respects me enough to value my opinion and my, like, what I'm saying. Like, he might pout about it for a while and act like, like, whatever, I'm not listening to you, but I'd be like, yeah, okay. And I do the same thing. I'm like, you were right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
At the end of the day, you got to apologize and you got to move forward. You got to let it go.
Always let it go. Say I love you every day. And just keep working hard. If one of you fucks up, at least admit it to the other person. If that's if you want to get sober together. If not, then there's a whole bunch of sober houses out there with crazy people. So,
but 10-minute video. You know anybody that's trying to get sober, needs to get sober, wants to get sober? Hey, that's why we make these videos for. Reach out.
Reach out to us, please. And they don't really have many like couple sober livings, as we were saying, because it doesn't really work. It ends up being a bunch of drama and stuff like that. So if anybody's interested in trying to start something like that, contact us and maybe we could, I don't know, have some input. I just want to help somebody do something. Yeah. Just let me help somebody.
Yeah, that's all we want to do is help. But anyway, that's another night of Lost and Found videos. Stay tuned for another episode. Woohoo!
Bye. Tomorrow, hopefully.